Yes, any one of you who wants to discuss your, yes, Larib.
Ma'am, I have this topic in my mind.
Mm,
I'm interested in this topic. The social factors involved in English language learning here in KPK or Peshawar or uh, in Pashtun society.
in language learning.
Yeah, in English language learning specifically.
How are you going to link them?
Like uh, the way we have social factors, like right now I have few factors in my mind, social factors, like I'm going to do it properly, but right now
Mm-hmm.
like age, environment, even parents, teachers, and there are so many other factors, so I'm going to like include them as well.
Are these factors?
Social factors.
Hmm. Social factors in what sense? Like in language learning, these are they the
Like in
driving force or the helping
uh,
force or what?
no, the we are going to see, like after the analysis, that how social factors are involved, and what is the impact of social factors in English language learning in here in our society, in Pashtun society. It's like, is it positive or is it negative?
Then it
Like
is attitude.
yeah, we can say that as well. Like the yes, attitude towards English language learning in general.
Then it is already explored if it is attitude. And what you were saying is that you're going to look at the social factors. Now, when you say I'm looking at the social factors and you are trying to focus on language learning at the same time, there must be some some gauge for that, because you're saying that you're only going to look at the social factors. But why are you looking at the social factors? We are using we are like, social factor is responsible for just communicating with one another. Then what are you using these social factors for? Just because as a factor, social factor, factor for what? Language learning in which sense? These are the two major questions that you need to clarify when taking this topic. I mean to say, um, if you are going for the social factor, let's suppose age, then what do you mean to say by language learning in age? Means that is it easy to learn, or is it a driving force? Means that people who are young are more driven towards learning English, or old people are not appreciating learning English or speaking in English? Like, what is this factor about?
Like when we talk about age, so it can be like when in our society people start learning English, what was their like age, or their in what class they were in school or college, and like something like this. I'm going to come up with solid questions for this research,
Yes,
but
but
right
you,
now I have this.
yeah, yeah, I know, but you just need to be clear, at least in your question in your mind, that I'm asking you that, as you said that, um, what age people are when they are learning English, or what I mean, not what age they are, because there are people who are learning English at very old age as well. Older age, I mean to say, from 50 to 60 as well. But there are young generation is more inclined towards English, and we already have research in that. There's already research regarding that. So then, what is new that you're trying to explore in this research? And you cannot do so
um
many things at the same time in one research paper. The problem with with our students, is that they normally go for very research topics which are exploring so many things at the same time. And in research papers, in term papers, also in MS, you have to take something which you can cover in your specified time period, as well as you can cover well. Excuse me. Cover well, which means that if you're going for age, if you're going for all the factors, then it's going to take a lot of time. and and you will require a lot of study in that. So in research, remember one thing, that you always take 1 point or 2 points and explore them very well. If it was your MS thesis, then it would have been fine, but it is not your MS thesis. It is just
So,
a
you mean to say that if we talk about social factors, so I
hmm,
need to go for only one social
yes,
factor?
only one social factor.
Okay.
And then you can go for the limiting your research, or and you can write it there, that other factors might also affect the same factor, that is the factor of age. Because in different, for example, if someone is serving in an institute which is where medium of instruction is English, or people who know how to speak English, they are appreciated, then obviously it is a need for that person to learn English, and that factor would, the age factor, even if the person is at any age, in any age group, it would affect the learning of the learning process of the person. The person would, it would be considered as a driving force. So um, and use the term driving force, because social factors has nothing to do with learning the language, but social factor has to do with using the language, with the way you use the language. So, in order to link it with learning, you have to bring this one term which would make your research fine and okay, and that is the driving force. Driving force is something which forces you to learn a language, right? Or you can say
Okay, ma'am.
motivation.
Yes.
In simple words, you can say motivation. So it is not the social factor, but among the social factors, you are taking um, this, like, one factor which is which you think could be considered as a motivating or the driving force in learning language. Got it?
Yes, got it. It's
Okay.
more clear now.
Good, good. That's why I wanted you people to, think of a topic so that I can fix it for you all. Okay.
And I need to ask one question,
Yes,
that
please.
what kind of
Ma'am, can
research
I?
it would be like? How many, is it a kind of article or?
It is term paper, and term paper is
Assalamualaikum, ma'am. This is
exactly.
Afshin.
Afshin, wait a minute. Let me just complete. Uh, uh, it's a term paper, and in term paper, it is exactly like research paper. You have to write a research paper, and it is around 4,000 words. You can write more than that as well, but ideally it would be 4,000 to 5,000 words. And you can go for it's a proper you have studied. I guess you people have studied. Sorry, I'm coughing again and again. um, you people have studied this research methodology,
Yes, yes, madam.
so I guess you know how to write research paper.
Yes.
So just try to go back to your old course and look into how to write a term paper and how to write a research paper. And it's exactly just like research paper, but the only difference is that you are actually submitting it to the teacher rather than to a research journal.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, yes, Afshin, you were saying something. Yes, Afshin. Is Afshin here? Afshin. Afshin is gone. Okay, anyone else who wants to discuss their research topic? Afshin, you're not audible to me. Okay. So I guess she has some internet issue. Uh, okay, anyone else who wants to discuss their topic? No? Okay, then we'll go ahead with our. Let's go ahead with. Okay, so today we are going to discuss chapter number 5, which is national languages and planning. Did we discuss the difference between uh, official language and national language? I guess we discussed it in the previous class. Did we discuss it or not? Is there any internet issue? Can you all hear me?
Yes, when we discussed it, but in general.
In general. Okay. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what is what is the difference between national language and official language?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Afshin.
May I go through, ma'am?
You want to discuss your topic?
Topic, yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes, go
Actually,
ahead.
the topic which I have gone through it is linguistic.
Sorry, there's a lot of distortion in your on your side. Are you using mic? If you can please remove that mic because there is a lot of distortion. I mean headphones, sorry.
Fine, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I wanted to discuss the research topic. I wanted to take your concern regarding this. The
Mhm.
topic is the linguistic relativity, the linguistic determinism.
Can you elaborate what would be your question?
The topic for the research is linguistic determinism.
What do you mean by
Like,
determinism? Like which
like, ma'am,
aspect of
linguistic.
that?
Yes, I'm coming to that. Like, language plays a huge role in building up the culture and bringing the people of different cultures together. This is what the topic is about.
Hmm.
Like, the language determines the way one minds construct. Like, there are different words
Yes.
that, for example, in English we use snow.
Yes.
There's a vocabulary of snow.
Yes.
But if we move to, if I give the example of, use the word snow for English, but there are other languages in unit in Schemo, they use other languages too for snow, like wet, snowy, frosty. Like, language plays a huge role in building up your mind, in bringing you closer.
Hmm. What would be the significance of that study? Like, why are you conducting this study?
Ma'am, actually, the significance of this study would be like how the language brings the people closer to each other. What role does the language play? Like if you're using your gestures, you're showing your gestures, your anger gestures. This is a sign of a language.
Hmm.
Like through these gestures, you can express yourself like you are in angry mood. Like for the example, the emojis.
Hmm. But
Like
this
the language
this
is something.
okay, you complete.
Okay, ma'am. Like language is like language shapes our culture.
Hmm.
It gives us the limit. It increases our thought process. The language has influence over the shape of of shaping our cultures. I am just focusing over the types of languages that shapes the culture and broadens the mind and the concepts of people.
Okay. Now there are three questions for you. The first question is that fine, you are taking this, forget about the significance or um, the first question is, that what are you going to take in that for that study, means that which type of words are you going to take for that, or
Then simply I'm going to take the vocabulary. Like they are
vocabulary is
different.
very vast. Vocabulary is a
No,
very
ma'am.
vast term
Like
for that. Which
for
type of
example,
vocabulary? Like which category?
like I said you that for example, okay, for example, in Arabic, there are different words for camel. Okay, but in Chinese there is only one word that they
So,
use luto, and in
so
English
you're
there
going
is a
to, Afshin, listen to my question. So you're going to
yes,
take
ma'am.
the names of animals, the differences in the names of animals only.
No, ma'am. Through the vocabulary, I'm going to show that language
Vocabulary
plays.
is
vocab-
I mean to say the whole dictionary. So would you be able to
No,
identify
not the
the whole
whole dictionary,
dictionary? This is what I'm
ma'am. Not
saying.
like this.
This is
There
what
is a
I'm listen
hypothesis
listen
of
to me.
sapphire
Listen
walls.
to me. Listen to me, Afshin, for a minute. Please listen to me.
Okay, ma'am.
I have just explained it that when you're taking research, you have to specify the things you're taking. You cannot go and say that I'm going to take vocabulary. Vocabulary can be of
Okay.
millions of types, abstract ideas or concrete ideas, or it can be divided by the names of proper nouns, or by, by the names of animals, or different names of animals, or maybe the types of weathers, or maybe so many other things, which in which you're going to specify your study, and you're going to explore every aspect of that, which means that if
No,
you're going
actually,
to listen to me,
yes,
if you're
ma'am.
going to take the names of the animals and you're comparing three languages, let's suppose this was my second question, that which languages are you going to compare for linguistic determinism? For example, you are for example, you are taking Urdu, Pashto, and English, right? these three these three
Mhm.
languages, right? These three languages, you're comparing these three languages, then you're going to take one aspect of that, let's suppose the names of animals, and then compare those names of animals with one another, right? So you're going to look at then only this one feature of that vocabulary, that is just the names of animals, but then you're going to explore it in detail,
Okay, yes, ma'am.
right? You cannot say vocabulary, just you cannot say just vocabulary, right? You're going to take one aspect and then you're going to you're
Mm-hmm.
going to explore it. With the second question was that are you clear about that, right?
Fine, ma'am.
Okay, you need to find it out that which aspect you're going to explore. The second question is that
Yes,
how
ma'am.
is it how is this um, what which languages are you going to take?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I am not talking about the different varieties of language. I am talking about like, let me make you give you a definition regarding this, and then it will be clear to you. Like human beings
You are
do not
again.
live in the society alone. Language of the society predispose certain choices of interpretation about how you view the world. Hello?
Yes, yes, yes,
You're
I'm listening to
listening?
you. It's
Okay,
again
ma'am.
distorted.
Like, I just wanted to have, yes, ma'am. I
Can you change your
just
position, Afshin? Your voice is very
wanted to
distorted.
show that language plays a vital role in the interaction of the people. Like we dissect the nature along lines laid down by our native languages.
Can anyone please tell Afshin that I cannot hear her? The voice is so distorted.
Am I audible, ma'am?
You are now
Hello?
audible. You are now audible. There's some problem with your internet connection, or maybe I don't know, whatever. You're now audible. Yes. Yes, Afshin. But there
Am I
has to
audible, ma'am?
be, yes, you are audible now. But there has to be some, a language which is, um, which you're going to use as a gauge. There is going to be a specific language that you need to specify. You cannot compare all the languages.
No, I am not actually going through the whole languages, ma'am. Actually, this linguistic relativity is a hypothesis states that language structure affect the way people have communication with each other. They
Hmm.
conceptualize the world. Like every person have different way of using language. As broader they go into the into the international levels, they come across different people and they meet different languages. This broaden their concept of languages.
This, I have third question, but first give me the answer for this one question. I've told you just right now that you cannot go for randomly saying that I'm going to go just explaining. You are not writing a book, right? This is a
Okay.
research paper. You are exploring something, and it has to be explored specific to specified to a language. It can be a language, or it can be a comparison with the other language, right? You need to have a gauge. Which language are you going to use as, I would, in easy terms, to tell you, because you don't have a lot of I guess you people have not studied research design, in research methodology as well. That's why you don't know. You, in simple words, I'll say, example, as an example, which language are you going to use?
Ma'am, like this is a topic I have selected. I have not gone through the topic now in detail.
Okay, forget about that. My third question and the major concern is, how would you link it to sociolinguistics, because it has a major role to play in cognitive linguistics.
Like it will be linked to the culture. Like language plays an important role in building out the bridges and bringing the different people together.
Hmm.
Fine. Like
How
if
does
you
it?
don't,
Okay,
yes,
let
ma'am.
us not waste the time here. I'm going to discuss it with you as separately, because the rest, because you are not getting my point, and I don't know, maybe you're not able to explain it to me correctly, but you people are new to research and you're not getting my point right now. I'm i'm trying to explain it, but inshallah I'm going to explain it to you separately, right? I guess the
Yes,
rest of
please.
the class who are already your seniors are able to get what I'm trying to say. Are you able to get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm talking to the seniors.
Ma'am, basically, if you like do not mind, you or
Yes, yes.
I could even share a couple of examples with her, like one or two examples, because one, she's not a BS student, and second,
Yes.
she hasn't studied it yet. So the problem is
Yes.
that she was not a BS student, so that she could do with go with the research and
Research.
these things. So
Yes.
she hasn't come across these terminologies, these terms, and these like an umbrella term, and then narrowing down your topic to a particular area of the umbrella term and something like that. So even we could guide her after the class
Yes,
better by
after the
providing
class.
her.
This is what I would
Yes.
suggest. But I wanted to, just let you all know, to understand that you cannot go for, the research topics which are so vague. You have
Because
to narrow it
ma'am,
down.
because the topic she has taken, linguistic determinism or relativity, the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, is basically a whole chapter given in the study of language by George Yule. So it's like already a kind of area, and she gave the example of snow and all these things, but that was a language in North America where 50 words were present for that. It was the
Hmm.
example of Arabic where there were more than 10, 15 words just for a single camel. I don't think so in
Yes.
our language Pashto or in our language Urdu, we do have a lot of words for the same idea. I don't think so.
Yes,
So I
not for
think
the
this
same
area would be
idea,
filled. This,
but it does have this this aspect, but that aspect can be covered in other ways when it comes to sociolinguistics, because linguistic determinism is somehow more inclined towards cognitive linguistics or psycholinguistics as compared to sociolinguistics. It would need a very professional, or I would say a trained person in research to take it towards the sociolinguistics, and this is a very basic stage right here when you people are writing your research papers. So um, someone who knows how to do research, it would be easy for that person to take it towards the take it towards sociolinguistics. But for a person who is not experienced, it would be difficult for that person to go for something which is cognitive linguistics and bringing it through literature review towards sociolinguistics, towards the field, I mean to say, towards sociolinguistics. And we're going to discuss it with her. I'm going to guide her, but I just wanted to say that the rest of you who have already studied, the seniors who have already studied research design or research methodology, I guess they know how to take the topic and how to narrow it down. I mean, the way I'm trying to explain it here indirectly, I just wanted to know
yeah, for
that.
sure.
Okay, then it's fine.
Sure, ma'am. Everybody knows because except her, most of them, I mean, all of them except her, or from BS, and those who come from BS, definitely they come with the research.
Okay. Okay, I'm left with 10 minutes in this session. You people can join again through the same link, and we're going to start this lecture here. Today we're going to discuss national languages and language planning. The name of the chapter is National Languages and Language Planning. Can anyone please tell me what is the difference between national language and official language?
Yes, ma'am. You like before ask a question. The differences between national and official languages. There are quite a lot of differences, as the names are clear: national language and official language. When it comes to official language, definitely a language which is imposed on the particular state, sphere, or region by the government.
Hmm.
So it is a kind of language in which government or official activities are performed, such as using the law, court, police, department, all of these things. And
Hmm.
particularly official language is imposed by government of that state. For example, and national language is a kind of language which is basically a symbol of historical, cultural, ethnic, or a couple of more activities. Apart from that,
Yes.
the important thing that I could see in my perspective is a national language is always an official language. But an official language is not necessarily a national language, in the sense that if I give only example of India, inside India there are 29 languages spoken.
Hmm.
29 languages are spoken. When we talk about like the oldest language of the world, Sanskrit is still one of the oldest languages of the world, but overall 29 languages spoken, and still English is the official language. When we
Yes.
talk about Pakistan in Constitution 56 and 72, all these things, we said it in Pakistan ki qawmi zuban Urdu hogi, but in practice, what do we see? English. So a national language is always an official language, but an official language is not necessarily a national language, as our official language is Urdu. Sorry, the national language is Urdu, and what do we see in offices? It's English. Same is the case with India. Their national language could be Sanskrit or Hindi, but their official language is still English. So this is what, or in my perspective, that I talk about the national official languages.
Correct. So, what is national language? National language, the difference between national language and official language is mainly, uh, it's mainly focusing on the affective and referential dimensions, means based on affective and referential functions. If you remember, we discussed them in the dimensions. In based on those dimensions, we can say that how the I mean, national language has something to do with affective function. However, this official language has to do with the referential function. Affective function is mostly associated with emotions. So, a national language is regarded as the symbol of national unity among the people living in the same country. So we consider it as a national language because it has something to do with the affective function or the affective dimension. Same is the case with official language, which is associated with the referential dimension. And when it is associated with the referential dimension, it is that the official language is mostly used for communication of the information, means it is mostly associated with the information. With information. Now, another perspective which comes in when we talk about dimension is the ideological and the instrumental dimension. This is something that we haven't studied before, so I'm going to give you I'm going to elaborate it here. Now, when it comes to national language, it is associated with ideological perspective. And ideological perspective means that it is associated with not just with the national unity of the people, but also it has to do with many other aspects of the nation. Means that something which is associated with solidarity among the people, or means the people who are more numbered, their language can be considered as the national language of the country. And somehow it has to do with the political aspect as well. Means it is also part of ideology that it has to do something with the political aspect. Means politically powerful or politically dynamic, I would say. Or it has to do with the cultural perspective, which also comes under the ideological dimension. And that means that culturally, whichever language is dominant or strong would also be considered as the national language, and becomes the national language of a country. Now, when it comes to official language, it is more associated with the instrumental dimension. And instrumental dimension means, as the word suggests, instrumental, it means that it is used for just gains which are associated with jobs, which are associated with or probably you can say monetary gains, which is associated with getting a job, or maybe used in offices, or it is something which is for example, English, right? So it is something which is more uh, used to have impact on the other countries as well. So your official language is used for the instrumental gains, and for instrumental gains, that is one of the reasons that our official language is English language. The reason is that it is used for the instrumental purposes, and is associated with instrumental dimensions. I hope it is the difference is clear now. Is the difference clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So
Ma'am,
yes.
is it necessary that an official language should be a foreign language?
No, not necessary. Not necessary. There are countries where where there where the link between the uh, uh, with the ideological and instrumental is so strong that the ideological that the ideological perspective is a dimension is higher in the level, and that is the reason because of which they have not chosen official languages as mainly for the instrumental purposes, but because of their national unity, and in order to show the other countries as well that their unity is so strong that it is also evident in their instrumental gains, that they have that they have made their official languages the same as their national languages. So it is not necessary, because it's sociolinguistics, and in sociolinguistics everything varies from country to country as well, so different aspects are there. So your official language can be at the same time your national language, but the reason behind that is because your solidarity towards the language is so strong, that or the ideological dimension or the affective is so strong that it overcomes the other dimensions, and when it overcomes the other dimensions, automatically the official language becomes the same language as that of